Between 4migos. Thank you for tuning in once again. For all of the new people, you guys can hear us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, what else? YouTube,
Apple Podcasts.
All platforms were in Between 4migos. So yeah, thanks for coming back. I'm Jasmine, and I'm with
Lily.
And you know me, Eli.
Isaías.
Yes.
Nice to be here.
Nice.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here, making it one more week.
After Halloween.
After Halloween, and everything that it takes to get here. Every weekend's crazy.
Did you guys go out trick or treating?
We did, yeah. We did.
Where's the candy stash?
You know what? We
They
didn't
haven't hit it.
No, the kids have it. Mason didn't even want to ask for candy anymore.
Oh.
That's
Started
so
it, then he
Yeah.
just kind of like,
He wasn't into it anymore. Zoe went, and she was excited about it. But yeah, my sister came over, my nephew, so it was fun.
That's
We
good.
barbecued afterwards. We had drinks afterwards. But I feel like Christmas, Halloween was different this year. There wasn't as like
That's
It
everywhere.
wasn't so busy,
Over
huh?
there, too.
Yeah.
considering it was a Friday,
Yeah.
I would've
That's
thought
what we
it was like
Yeah.
so slow. Like we were like, what the hell? Like are people actually gonna get candy?
Seriously.
But do you guys remember? Did I send you guys that thing on TikTok where like people were recording the prices of the
Yes,
candy
you said
bags?
that to me.
And
Yes.
people were like, fuck that, there ain't gonna
No.
be no candy this year. So I feel like honestly the economy really put a damper on Halloween this year.
I think so.
Because it was like no había muchas casas.
No.
Como we always go to the same community, like around here. And no, nothing like last year.
No.
And like he said, this year was on a Friday, so you would have thought that so many people were gonna go all
True.
out.
Our kids are in the 20s, and 2 or 3 of them went out trick or treat.
Mhm.
Two or
Did they get a
three,
good?
all three of
Did
them.
they get a good stash?
Yes.
Heck yeah, they did.
Oh, so see, there you go. You have some candy at home then to
Yeah,
eat.
dude.
Oh, we do. We actually brought
Did
some
you
waiting on the way.
Did you guys dress up or no?
No, we didn't. Not this year.
Not this year.
We
No,
were spending it with the
grandson.
so.
Yeah.
He didn't go trick or treating with us
Uh-huh.
because they got there a little late, but he did go. But his mom was mentioning the same thing, that it wasn't as crazy and busy as it was last year. I'm like, well, one bag of candy was $30.
Yeah, and you know people that are like freaking avid Halloweeners
Yeah.
that like they buy bags and
Mhm.
bags of it.
Mhm.
So we were saying because I think next year it's gonna fall on Saturday. So I was like, ahora sí, we'll just throw a party or something. If the weather's good though, because the weather was so good this
Yeah,
year.
last year wasn't as good,
Mhm.
but this year was pretty
Last year was
comfortable.
Even for today that it's November, I'm like, dude, it's freaking hot outside.
Freaking 90 degrees.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
It's
And-
California.
California weather. And usually, you know, in the IE, it's windy. Like
Yes,
around this
yes,
time, it's already
very
windy.
windy.
But no, it's been beautiful. So, yeah, I'm
Do you
like,
like the heat?
I don't mind it. I prefer the heat over the cold.
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
like
the
the
other way
cold.
around.
Well, yeah, me too. don't
Yeah, I
like
know
it.
you guys like the cold more. He's the same way. He doesn't like the cold, huh?
No,
We
not,
thrive more in the heat.
I like when it's fresh, but I don't like it when it's really
Like
chilly.
70s would be ideal,
Ideal.
weather. You know what I mean? Like if it could be in the 70s.
High 60s to mid 70s is cool.
Really? Oh my god, yeah. Don't go to the East Coast.
No. When we've
Anything below
been,
that,
yeah, when we've been, and we haven't been, he hasn't been in the coldest season in the East Coast, and it's bad. Like he's like, oh, he starts with, you know, his aches and pains.
The knees.
The knees.
all my bones hurt.
And also, since you've lost weight too, you get colder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
I need
do
to pack on some.
some meat.
Yeah, put some on so you can.
Like, yeah, no tenga frío.
Pa' que nos visites.
No, when he was chunky, he would never be cold. Incluso, he would never even cover himself in the
Really?
winter.
Like
Like it would be freezing.
I was
I don't know, I'm just kidding.
Just
He was
sweating.
just hot, like because even like if I would touch his body or
He would
his
be
hands,
hot?
they would always be
Yeah.
hot. And now that he's lost so much weight, his hands are always freezing. Like
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
his
It
feet
says,
are cold, his hands are
deficiency in
freezing.
iron and all these
Ya está
minerals.
It's all that go dura.
Ya se le quitó la
Sí,
voz.
sí, está anémico.
Ya está
Estaba con los whales, que all that blubber keeps
Yeah.
Or the bears, they hibernate.
They
Yeah. Ya cuando me da frío a mí, I'm like trying to like snuggle him, and I'm like, there's no more heat like before. All the heat he used to have back then, back in the days.
No te estás bien
No, es que nomás calienta el
Está
güey.
calentón.
My God.
Okay, so what we're talking about
So
today?
today, guys, we are going to be talking about a really cool topic, cultural and generational talk. So we're going to be talking about how us modern day parents are basically instilling our culture from our roots in with our children, our household, and all of that. So we have a few questions that we're gonna be, asking each other and going based off of it. But today is Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
So we are going to be celebrating
Day of the Dead.
Yeah, the Day of the Dead for the ones that don't speak Spanish.
And that's not the movie.
No,
It's
not
something-
the movie. Today's actually really beautiful. So we are going to be celebrating. We're hosting like una comida, to just pay honor to our past loved ones. So that's one of the biggest traditions in Mexico for this whole weekend. It's actually celebrated since like October 27th, huh?
Right.
Every day is like there's something that you have to do to be able to honor either your pets that passed, babies that have passed, all your past loved ones. There's like a specific date for each thing.
Specific.
Yeah. Like yesterday era del Día de los Inocentes. So it was basically for like all the babies, all the kids that have died. You do their altar, and that's the day that you honor them. So today is for like more of the elders, like just people that died of natural causes or that are older.
Is there a specific age for that?
I think it would be like maybe kids. It doesn't like kids. I'm assuming maybe like 12 and under. Like the little kids. And then today is for everybody else that have.
And this
passed.
is your first time hosting.
This is my first time hosting it. Yeah. So this year I really wanted to get back into like connecting with my ancestors, my past loved ones. Because all my grandparents have passed, and it's never been something my family has celebrated or hosted. Yeah, like I had to go actually to my parents and like dig through their pictures, to collect pictures from like my great grandparents, my grandparents.
So your parents didn't do it either?
Never.
Well, I'm sure because in America probably.
No se usa.
No.
It's like a biggest Mexican tradition, like it's in Mexico they go all out, which right now we have a friend that's out in Mexico City, and I've been seeing her stories and man, like they go big in Mexico for Dia de los Muertos.
Puerto Ricans don't do that. We don't.
No.
This is the first time I've
You
heard
guys don't
about
even have nothing, like no holiday that
Did
you
I
honor
know?
your dead?
No. We don't.
Oh.
Unless somebody out there that's Puerto Rican knows, please let us know because this Boricua here has no idea.
Yeah.
Well, I've never heard about it as far as the Puerto Rican culture celebrating
Yeah.
Day of the Dead or anything like that. No.
Well, I heard from one of my coworkers. He's Irish. He says they do something similar.
Similar to
Yeah. And they're from Ireland. His grandparents were from Ireland, and they do something similar to Day of the
Really?
Dead. Yeah.
I think it's beautiful, especially like as you're, that's what I told him. I'm like, I really want to like be the first one to do this and hopefully continue it every year, and every year will get better. Because we did our altar, and it was our first time doing it, and I think it turned out
That was really
pretty good. But I told him we'll collect our trinkets, we'll collect more pictures, and stuff like that, because there's a lot of family members that we still weren't able to put up on the altar. But I told them, I'm like, hopefully it's something we continue every year, and then our kids pick up from it. Yeah, when we're not here, que ellos también nos pongan
None of
la
our
foto.
pictures,
Our
grandkids.
photos, or our grandkids, honoring us, in our culture.
Instead of just saying, taking a bottle and saying this is for my grandfather, this is my
Yeah.
homies.
This is all my dead homies.
And it's beautiful, like, because, today we're going to be having the family over. We're all going to do, I told them, let's, like, do karaoke. Let's play games. Let's eat. Let's have drinks, and all. Es como convivir, have that
And I'll
convivencia.
definitely be joining you guys for the
Every
next
year.
one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Next year is going to be, it's going to be good. So, yeah, so that's, and it goes tied in perfectly with what, we're going to be talking about today. The whole cultural differences, because I feel like us that were, raising kids here, it's like se pierde mucho la cultura.
Definitely.
You lose the culture, you lose the traditions.
Just
and all of that.
in the language alone.
Yeah.
They don't follow
Which
up on
our
the
Spanish is pretty good, but like I know a lot of people like it's funny because my little sister's Spanish it's getting better, but I think she, it's she got less of it because she was the youngest one. So it was more English only, and then like mostly all of our kids don't speak Spanish.
Nope.
I think
That's
yours
the way
speak
it
more
is.
than mine.
Yeah, and it's crazy because our parents are Spanish speaking.
Yes.
His parents are Spanish speaking.
Yeah, and I think that's the best thing that happened to us for our parents not speaking English because we learned the language of Spanish.
Right.
If
Yeah,
not, we would have been the same.
it would have been
Right.
being like not mucho, like como dicen en Mexico, muchos, like where it's like you don't speak
Well,
the language.
You realize sometimes.
Yeah,
Huh?
Eli's a little questionable. I don't know what the hell he's saying.
You guys understand, don't you? what?
There's sometimes.
Well,
What do they
Sometimes.
call them? No sabo kids?
Yeah.
No sabo
No, I have
kids.
no sabo
Yeah.
kids.
So that's the first topic we want to talk about: raising kids with Latino traditions in a modern world. Okay, so what are some of the things that you took from growing up in your household? Because your parents were born in
Yes,
Mexico, right?
Correct.
And yours were born in
Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico, right? So what were some of the things that traditions or even prayers or even any habits, you know, that your parents
Tradition.
instilled in you guys that you guys still do with your kids today?
Well, for me,
Grinding meat?
grinding meat.
You know,
No, but he doesn't do the meat grinder. He
With
just
the meat
goes.
grinder?
No, that was coffee.
Oh.
That.
For me, we are big into when it comes to holidays, Christmases, and Thanksgiving.
What do you call Thanksgivings?
Well, you know, look, Puerto Ricans, when they first came into the U.S., they were trying to speak English, right? They were, so what happens is whatever the word is in English, they'll put an accent to that same word and say it, thinking they know what that means.
Oh.
So for Thanksgiving, we say Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
We don't
That's
say
how you pronounce
we don't
it.
say Dia de Gracias.
Oh yeah,
Or
acción
Thanksgiving.
acción de
Acción de
gracias.
gracias.
Yeah.
No, no.
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Like somebody's giving you food. and
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
But we are big in coming together and showing our love through food. Okay, big time.
Foodies.
Food
Yes.
and having really a good time, especially during Christmas. They celebrate in Puerto Rico. They celebrate the Christmas like the whole month.
Because hacen como posadas, huh?
Yes,
Same.
they call parandas.
Parandas,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So in Mexico, igual, like I think like the 2 weeks before Christmas,
Yes,
it's like
Yeah.
it's called posada. So you're
Yes,
literally
yes,
partying
posadas.
every day.
Every day,
Yeah.
right? And so some cultures don't they celebrate it, but they're not real family oriented. Like Hispanics are, Latinos.
Yeah.
We're really close when it comes to family.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think those are the fondest memories I have. Now that you get old, you know, you don't have too many memories, but you recognize and feel that love when family gets together. And as a little kid, that's what I used to remember. My brother would come from Puerto Rico, family from Puerto Rico, everywhere. We would get into one place for a whole week and just eat
Yeah.
and eat. We wouldn't party because my parents were Christian. We wouldn't drink there or anything, but we had a good time that I can remember. And that's one of the things I used to look forward to every year. having
Yeah.
all the family
Getting
over.
together, yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
how to your kids, how did you pass it on?
well, I try to pass that along because Lily's the same way. She likes family. So we try to involve them, especially in holidays, to come together with family. Because we're not going to live forever, right?
Yeah.
So the closeness and love of family, I think that's what's more important. For
So
me,
then-
as far as
Yeah.
giving to my
So
kids.
then for you guys, it was more big on holidays,
Yes.
like
Yes.
bringing that into
during the
your
holidays
household, yeah.
especially.
Going all out with family and all of that.
But do you remember or do you remember that, or can you identify the difference from then to now when you guys get together?
Well, we're a big family. I'm the youngest of 12, okay, and they're all living, thank God. So when you have their kids coming over, my nephews,
Like over
it's
100 people.
Oh,
a
easy.
lot of people.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, oh my gosh, a lot of people are, it's too. No, it was fun.
Yeah.
Because they all come together. They don't just sit down and eat. No, everybody's laughing, cracking jokes. We're all playing.
Yeah.
So.
You get into your little crowds, like.
No,
everybody's
we're all
together.
together.
Everybody's just-
Everybody's together. We sing, crack jokes, whatever, and just eat.
And I feel like that's a big difference in nowadays kids because no one interacts anymore.
No.
Like, have you noticed like a lot of the younger kids?
That's kind of what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
The difference between then and now, like
Yeah.
now when you get together, it's a little bit different.
No cousins commute, like no cousins talk, no cousins. I can personally see it in our own family. Like we'll host something and all the kids are inside in their devices,
Right.
and no one's talking
And there
to
was
anyone.
nothing like that back then.
Right.
There were gaming systems, but the thing is that we didn't come from very much money. So if there was only one gaming system, then everybody was playing. But during those special occasions, it was off limits.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
no mames,
So-
there was like so many kids.
We weren't playing with technology. We weren't even playing with toys.
Yeah.
Everything was off limits, and it was all 100% family. So we were all there, having
Yeah.
fun.
Talking
Yeah.
and eating. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's one thing today that maybe we do not have in common is just telling them, you know what?
Yeah.
No phones, no
We're
electronics.
too
nothing.
lenient when it comes to that. Yeah.
Not me. I tell my kids.
I'm like, family's coming over.
Yeah.
I want you to spend my kids, my adults.
Yeah, your adult
My
children.
Do not be on your social media. When someone comes, you say hi. I don't care what you're doing. You
Mhm.
pause because that's showing respect and you know
Right.
they're here.
And I think they
Yeah, we're pretty much good on that.
They are.
Yeah.
Once we have a gathering, we're all there.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
rooms or anything.
Yeah.
It's like somebody once asked me, "Where's your older son going to be for Christmas?" I said, "Well, I think it was my birthday or something." I said, "Here." Well, he still goes to family gatherings. Absolutely, he does.
Yeah,
'cause
because
for them,
you
that's-
instill it.
I
Yeah,
did.
that's
I
a big
did.
deal for you guys.
And I always tell him, when I die, that's all you guys have.
Yeah.
You look at you for it, that's it. You don't have nobody else because I lost my parents.
Yeah.
So once the glue to the family left, everybody kind of just
Went
took
their
their
own
own
ways.
ways.
Yeah.
And
Their own
usually it
thing.
always happens that way, you know, and it's sad
It is
because
very
you would
sad.
want to keep everyone still together. But yeah, I think that's a big thing too that's changed in nowadays generation with, you know, our culture is that we all kind of just lose touch of where we come
Mhm.
from and the connection that we have, you know. I feel like our grandparents instilled that
Yeah.
and were
Mhm.
more tough on that because I even remember me as a kid, every Sunday, así como ustedes dicen about holidays, for us it was every Sunday at my grandmother's house, which was a tiny little 2-bedroom house,
Mhm.
pero íbamos un chingo, éramos like 60 of us.
And you guys had a blast.
Every Sunday, los que cupieran adentro, los que cupieran afuera, pero everybody
I got a
played.
little.
Taste of it.
Yeah, I got a little taste of it towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she
It's like some people will go in, some
for a
people
little
will
bit,
come out,
yeah.
and then kind of switch off.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and she was the glue to the family, you know, like we knew every Sunday we were all gonna see each other and it was fun. But yeah, sadly when she passed away, it's like everyone went their own separate ways. We don't see, you know, you don't see cousins for years, uncles for years. So that is sad, and that's one of the biggest things that we're trying to change with our kids. You know, is trying to do more family stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, I have to say it's really hard because you can't force people to do things, and there's some people that don't put effort in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like family
I know.
members,
Mhm.
where you want to keep everyone together, but it's like there's no effort, or they can't, or
Right,
they
they
don't
can
want
care
to.
less.
Yes.
You know.
So it's hard. It's hard because it's uno quiere mantener everybody close, you know, and inculcar the roots that we come
Yes.
from, you know, where family is everything. But it's not always the case.
Yeah,
you know,
there's
nowadays.
nothing you do at that point. You
No.
just do it with your own family.
Yeah, you start
This is
instilling
wrong.
that in your own kids. One thing that we personally, I can say for us that we have brought with us from what comes from our roots into our own children would be the respect,
Mhm.
the manners. We're huge on that, and you know, even till this day, we're just having this conversation. You know, because nowadays our kids are bringing over kids and this and that, and some of the new kids, you know, won't say hi or won't say bye or won't say thank you. And for us, that's like a shocker because, you know, all of our kids, if there's 50 people they have to say hi to, they
Say hi.
personally have to say hi to 50 people
That's why you got to get to family gatherings first.
Yeah.
Well, you're still gonna say hi, pero es, you
Maybe
know,
25
But
people.
Yeah.
they have to go around the
Right.
yeah, no, and that's one of the things, especially when it comes to like our parents, you know, like our parents,
Oh,
it's like,
yes.
hey, saluda a tu abuelita,
Yes.
saluda a tu abuelito, gracias, you know, or no gracias. And we're big on that. Same when I tell them, when you guys go to friends' houses or you guys go to anybody, oh, thank you so much, pick up your plate,
Yes.
pick up your
Yes.
cup.
It's just common sense, man.
sense.
Right.
Yes, but most
But it's
parents,
a culture.
it has a culture because, you know, parents
Yeah.
that are like second generation, third generation, they're not instilling that in their kids anymore. And it's sad because it comes off as rude, you know, like for
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
are still
No, and it-
cultured like
And then,
us.
and then your parents, if you would do something like that, wouldn't say hi or anything, they would smack us in the head, right?
In front of the
Or
person.
they would widen,
Check
they
you.
would
Yeah.
widen their eyes.
No, my-
Ooh, wait till we get
You
home.
knew.
My mom would do this.
A saber, cabrón, ahorita
And that was
cuando
it for
llegues.
me.
Yeah, no, my parents had no shame. Like, enfrente de la gente.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
¿cómo
No saludaste.
¿cómo le say? Hurra. saluden.
Oh,
Some burros,
call you out?
yeah, like he'd be like, yeah, they'd be like, they had no.
Call you out, plus call your name.
Yes. So, but you know, look, it
But that helped
works
you, that
because
worked.
it's like ingrained in my mind.
Right.
Yeah. No,
You
I
have to
know.
be polite, and same with our kids. Like, you know, hey, saluda. Did you say hi to your aunt? Did you say
What
this?
about the little, the ride to the event or wherever we were headed
All the
You get the
lecturing
whole lecture?
beforehand.
Oh, yes.
in the car?
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
we still do that with our kids. Did you guys do that with your kids?
We're gonna
With
get
yours?
there, and once we get
Better
there,
behave.
you
Don't
guys
be
have
asking for
this.
shit.
Yeah, but it's the same thing too. If they fucked up during the gathering,
Yeah.
be like, all right, wait till we get home.
Mhm.
I remember
As
one
soon as
time
you
that
walk
you
in
went
the door,
to,
it's like, ooh.
you went to our house and the
Uh-huh.
kids were younger.
Uh-huh.
They still wanted to go visit us because they
Uh-huh.
thought we were the cool.
Oh,
ones.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah, yeah. Then when they were little,
When
yeah,
they
when we
were
first met
little,
each other.
yeah. I remember that I asked Mason, do you want a snack or something? He was in the room playing video games.
Oh, that's why he would love it, because you guys had
Yeah.
all the good video games.
And then he was little and then he said, he looked at me like with a face like, should I? Like, if you want something, please get it. Go get it.
Yeah.
This is, I want you to feel comfortable. This is
Uh-huh.
your second house too, okay? And he's like, it's because my mom tells me to ask.
Yes, it's because look, it would always happen that it's so crazy. Every time we would always feed them before we went somewhere. You know what I mean? Like
So,
give them their
yeah.
snacks para que no
Yeah,
estuvieran
yeah,
dando
yeah.
lata, you know? Oh God, it happened that every time anywhere we would go, they're hungry. As soon as we walk in
Of
somewhere,
course.
they're hungry and they're
Well, you
thirsty.
just ate.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, you just freaking ate. But my son's a foodie, so he would always want to be
And then he
eating.
said, can I eat in the room? I said, of course you can. He's like, okay, because my mom told me that I couldn't. I said,
Yeah.
no, you couldn't.
Yeah,
Put it in the
girl.
room here.
I would have them like, hey, derechitos, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that. But you know, I like that, and I hope that they're freaking like that with their kids when they, you
I'm
know,
sure
like,
they will.
when they
We
have their
hope,
own
we
kids.
hope,
We
yeah.
hope that they don't forget those you know things from there. Let's see. Next topic is how the culture changed, and so did we. This one's referring to music, like the music that you know your roots come from. Like so, from us that we're from Mexico, it would be what like rancheras.
Oh, yeah. Well, it
Depending what
depends.
part of Mexico, corridos,
It depends, 'cause
tamborazo.
my mother was more into like grupos, like los
Norteños?
bukis, no, like
Oh.
los bukis and
Yes.
temerarios, a little bit.
Temerarios.
No, more like romantic.
Oh.
And my dad was into rancheras because he was he rode horses and everything. So he was like Vicente Fernandez, Antonio Aguilar. So there were two different genres,
Mhm.
you know. So when my mom would put her vinyls on, it was
Vinyls.
fucking Juan Gabriel,
Yeah,
romantic,
softer
yeah.
romantic music.
those bookies, and then
She
my
was
dad
full of
would,
hints.
yeah, my dad would bring his beer and
You fucked it up.
Where's Antonio Aguilar?
Antonio
Papá,
Aguilar.
yeah.
Hey, but then look at how it switched, because then you were like Ice Cube, you were like
well, yeah, I
Run
grew- yeah, I grew up-
Run DMC.
But I started to
Now that you're older.
Yeah, now that I'm older.
A little bit older.
Like
A
when I
little
do crafts or whatever I'm doing, I listen to boleros.
When he does his artsy
Boleros,
crafts.
Boleros.
My stickers.
He'll even he'll even do like jazz sometimes too.
Oh, yeah,
He'll do
yeah.
jazz when he's doing his arts and crafts, his little decor.
For me, my kids, I tell them you can listen to whatever you want, but at least know
Your
where
roots.
you guys, yeah, exactly.
Your roots.
With the music where you guys
Yeah.
come from.
Yeah.
You know,
What did you grow up with? Salsa?
mostly
Merengue.
pure salsa,
Salsa,
merengue. You know, back then in Boston, you would hear you got these guys que, you know, like they do here sometimes, que ponen the volume all the way up, but
Well, with the speakers? Like
yeah, and it was salsa and merengue
Yeah.
and stuff like
Oh,
that,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So that's how I grew up, and that's what we listened to because that's the Puerto
So
Rican
you
stuff.
actually kept it, like
Oh,
yeah,
when you
oh,
got
yeah.
married, you kept
Oh,
the
yeah.
music. Oh,
Definitely.
see,
And
good.
some of my kids listen to it, not too much, but you know,
But
because
they-
it's
yeah.
pop and rap and all that stuff.
and
hip-hop.
Bad Bunny.
But
No,
the-
you're Bad Bunny, huh? Because your kids don't even listen to Bad
Not
Bunny,
really,
huh?
no.
Well, some of them.
Some of
Some
them
of
do,
them.
but
Yeah, but yeah, we came from salsa merengue, and if you want to go deep into the roots, then you have play. Now you have other stuff, you know.
Oh wow.
But I mean, they have it, you know, one or two songs in their playlist, not all of
Yes,
them. But
but you guys continued. At
yes,
least you
I
personally
put it on
continued
the car all the time.
Yeah,
They grew up with it. Like they know
Yeah.
you say Marc Anthony, who Marc Anthony is. You say Celia Cruz, they know who Celia Cruz
they know
is.
who that is. Yeah, and you, what did you
with
grow
me,
Because you're
Muscle
Mexican,
sweets.
girl.
What?
I grew up with
Listen
a...
to corridos or what?
No, wait.
No.
Yes, corridos.
Oh, corridos.
Rapérate, espérate.
corridos and mariachi, right? The
Oh,
trumpet.
Mariachi.
I like mariachi.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the twist. it was Christian music.
Oh, wow.
So
And I can't listen to
Both-
it. I tried.
both of my parents, I always tell people, it wasn't just my dad a minister, my mom
Oh
was
my
too. So it was
God.
both of them. So I remember
So
one
it wasn't
time-
allowed to like go
No.
outside?
We could go outside,
No,
yeah.
outside the music.
Oh,
Like it had to
no.
be Christian
No,
music.
one day my
It's because
I was telling the
of-
story.
it's because of what the songs say. Some of them, you know,
Oh,
about
yeah, yeah.
drinking, about women and stuff like that.
Como el culo.
Yeah, exactamente.
One
O
day,
sea, canciones románticas.
Ay, sí, qué románticas como el culo. One day my uncle.
Bad Bunny is the
No,
most
listen.
romantic guy.
This is what my
Romantic
mom
brother.
did. One day my uncle brought de Juan Gabriel unos
Uh-huh.
vinyls. Y eran un amigo, they were his friends. She broke those suckers. And she said, a mi casa no entra esa.
And I
she
love
like,
Juan
she broke, I
Gabriel
know.
because his is all like love songs.
But her rebel daughters,
Uh-huh.
which are the ones that some of them do listen to a little bit of the podcast here,
Uh-huh.
they're the ones that would bring it when they were at church. So cuando ellos iban a la iglesia, aprovechaban.
Y yo una vez por andar dancing to a Luis Miguel song,
Mhm.
I fell, they had a credenza and it was really big, I remember a wood one. I was hopping up and down dancing his moves and I fell and I busted my eye. If you look closely, I have a scar on top of my eye because I kind of opened it.
Mhm.
My mom comes home, why is her eye all busted? Because we didn't go to church that day, it was a Sunday, I remember. And I said, I fell. And they asked, she was like, how did you fall? It's too much of a deep one, so I had to tell her. And they got in trouble.
So
because
you
we were
you,
listening.
You ratted them out.
Yes, I was
you
little.
dropped a dime on it.
They're like, we're never
No,
gonna
let
let you
me
listen
tell
to
you,
this music again.
Seriously, and then before my mom's passing, we were talking, and you know, she had her moments where she had a good day and she was laughing and we were reminiscing, right? And I told her, Mom, when you and my dad would go to church and your daughters did not go to church, they would go outside and their guy friends and friends would come over and they would be putting all sorts of music in the car.
Oh my
Right.
god.
You're still dropping dimes with your mom.
On her deathbed.
My mom,
She's
Man.
still
Jesus, awesome.
but I said, my mom, no,
Okay.
You should have seen my tias. I'm talking to women and they're like late 50s to 60s. They were like really, be quiet. They were sitting in their room.
Shut
I'm
up,
like, shut
don't
up.
say it. Oh
that
my
was
God.
funny. My mom looked at them and
Yo sabía. She's like, I knew what you guys would do because imagine how my mom looked at everything. Porque on the dirt, I would see the tires
The hell?
of the cars.
Oh my god. That's just true. They would fucking pay attention to everything. Parents are crazy, huh? Because I don't feel like we do shit like
No,
that.
I'm not my brother.
I remember, so my dad would do the same thing to me when I was like a teenager and I would drive the car. So he would look at the mileage that it had when I was taking off. And he'd be like, ¿a dónde vas a ir? And I was like, oh, you know, la casa de tal y tal, right?
to the corner.
Which he knew already, like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a mile and a half away from here, right?
So he knew the distance.
He knew the distance because he knew where my friends' houses were. So then I would come back at the end of the night and he'd look at the car again and he'd be like, ¿Dónde andas? And I was like, oh, I went to so-and-so's house. ¿No es cierto? He's like, no es cierto, le pusiste 20 millas al carro, you know, like, or whatever. He's like, you know, her house is only, and I'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
Estaba con ese tipo
con ese
Isaí.
tipo andando. I was like, oh my god, but
We're getting
like
cultured.
that's like psycho, huh? Like, that's,
Serious?
like, because who would do shit like who would
My
even
mom.
think now?
My mom.
Well, parents would actually, my dad would actually put his hand on the hood, see if the car was warm or not.
Oh my god.
You used it, didn't you? I'm like, oh shit.
To see that, yeah.
But
you
my
were
mom
out
didn't say
driving.
anything till that day, you know, months before, weeks before
Uh-huh.
she passed. She was saying, oh, I knew. I'm like, oh, how did you know, lady? She goes, because I would see like
She
diferentes
knew
marcas de
everything.
llanta.
Oh, she knew the tire freaking
tire
circumference,
shoot.
design, and everything.
I was like, Mom.
Figured out
The
a flat
design
No,
of the
they-
tire.
the design of the
I
tire.
was like,
she
Mom,
knew.
so you would get a ruler and did you know the ridges of my dad's tires or what the heck? Because
Uh-huh.
she knew.
Yeah.
And like you, when you got smacked across the face.
A couple times.
By her mom?
By his mom.
Oh,
His mom
shit.
told me the story too.
You were older or young?
I was like 17.
Oh, damn.
Well, I think I said the story.
I don't know.
Last
I don't know if you
season.
said it or not.
Or yeah, but anyway, there was this one time when I went to my parents left, and there was this girl I was seeing that my parents didn't like, right?
Oh, she was a fast one.
So,
Was she a fast one?
I'm just
Who?
kidding, I don't know.
The girl. She wasn't very Christian-like.
no, definitely no.
Oh, that's why she was
So-
a fast one.
So
She was a very lady.
they took off and they said, you know, we're gonna be leaving, but I don't want you to be going to that girl's house. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever, I won't. nephew with me. Nephew meaning same age as me.
Mm-hmm.
So once they took off, I told my nephew, you know what, let's go. He's like, what? I said, let's go. We're gonna be going over there. But grandma told you, don't worry about it. Let's go. So we go, whatever, And then when we get back, my parents were already there, and where'd you go? We were just, goofing around. We had some railroad tracks in the back, we were walking those railroad tracks.
Sure.
So my sister, which is my nephew's mom, started grilling him. My parents started grilling him because they know they couldn't break me. So they got him in a corner and they were talking. I was upstairs in my room like, man, don't crack, I was praying don't crack. So all of a sudden I went to the bathroom, wash my hands, whatever. I opened the door, then I see my mom and my dad standing in front of the door. I'm like, shit, that nigga cracked. He said something at church. So they asked me, where were you? I'm like, yeah, I was still denying. And all of a sudden I see a slap going to my face. Whack! Don't ever lie to me, I told you not to blow up. So my mom leaves, and then here comes my dad. Whack! So I got a double slap from both my mom and dad because I lied to them. But in a way, it's like, okay, they did that, but in a way I'm glad, because one, that girl, she was probably gonna jack my life up, right? And two, it's respect. You don't lie to your parents, you don't BS your parents, or you're gonna get it. So that's kind of the mentality.
You understand it now.
Yeah, it's kind of the mentality.
Culturally.
Culture, because who's gonna nowadays who's gonna smack a 17-year-old kid?
Which is good. Like, that's one of the let's continue with that. That's one of the topics on here: Spanglish households and the chancla energy we still carry. So like the putazos, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of you? So you did get hit while you were growing up, like as a kid?
The last time 17.
17.
Well, it wasn't constant, but if you fucked up, you fucked up.
You would get a beating. You would get a beating.
And the only thing is,
corporal punishment.
if you knew you shouldn't have done it and you still did it and you messed up, then they hit you.
Yeah.
But if you did it by accident, then they would teach you, hey, don't do that again.
Yeah,
or you're gonna get it.
They were more understanding.
Right.
And you?
No, I only
never
got hit once by my dad.
Wow.
Once I was a good kid.
Damn.
Till I met him, so.
Yeah.
Till I met him, but I was a very good kid.
Of course.
Wow.
My mom probably. Well, I didn't start listening to non-Christian music till I married him.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Corrupt.
I said, let me break you in.
Let me
Yeah.
show you. Let me show you the
Which
rules.
is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy
Well,
to think
yeah.
of it,
When it comes to that, I really didn't get hit much. I would get talked to.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think maybe girls usually don't get hit as much as boys do.
I was gonna have my amigo right now.
I beg to
But you know
differ.
what I think what my mom did with me? I'm sorry, Eli, but she created a little monster. Because it's my shopping. I think that's where I would be so focused
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't get problems.
Yeah.
I was
As
too-
long as it gave you for
As
your
long as I was too,
addiction.
Yeah.
They gave you money and freedom for your addiction.
I wasn't
To
to
this
the
day, she's still like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't to the latest fashion. I was like that was my little world.
Yeah.
Like,
You
You
like
know,
the shopping and
I
all that.
like all that stuff. So for me, it wasn't. I think for them in a way was let's keep her entertained with that because tampoco
Yeah.
hay problemas with guys.
Yeah. Pues
Like-
acá fue el primero que
Yeah.
trajiste.
Yo, see, I'm serious. It was you, like the guy.
Okay, so based on how you were saying, so you didn't get hit. You did get hit when it was, when you lied, when you deserved it, right?
Yeah, right.
How did you guys now introduce that to your own children? Did you guys hit your kids when they were little?
So, not as much, and if it was like a little spanking in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't use the freaking chancla or
See,
the
the bells.
extension cord
The
or none of
bells.
that stuff that was used on me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was just you still stern, you still discipline them,
Mm-hmm.
and when they don't listen, you spank them in the butt. I know a lot of people out there don't believe in that, but I do. You know, and it turned out pretty good. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Good
good
kids.
So
Good adult kids.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
I
a
think
little spanking here and there won't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
with me it was
Smack
kind
them
of if you don't behave good, you're not gonna get tu quincena or tu
Because I think-
domingo.
Because I think there's like an age for everything, right?
Yeah.
Like I grew up getting hit a lot. I think the last time I actually got beat, because it wasn't even hit, it was a beat. I was 19,
19.
and I had like a black eye and scratches.
Was it
and
Isaiah's
everything.
fault?
It was.
Oh,
it was
so
his
it's
fault.
Isaiah's.
Then he should
It
take that.
was his fault.
Cheers
It
to
was
that.
that last beating that I got.
Amiga, but let me ask you this. Maybe you could break it down because
It was a Bunny and Clyde.
when it, when it comes to hit, I really didn't. I think my mom probably spanked me like, que me recuerde with the belt, maybe 4 times in my whole life.
Wow.
And not because I was.
You deserved it.
I did deserve it. I
Well,
was
nobody
very-
deserves it. You earn it.
Well, yeah. Well,
I honestly don't think, and I think it's not that you deserve it. I think it's honestly a lack of patience from the parent and understanding a lot of
No,
times
pero es que
because
si
it's
yo-
blow ups,
You'll see,
you know?
I'll put it to this. So one day my mom, they were doing a big event at church, my dad being a pastor, so my mom's kneeling praying. I come for her and I start praying for her and I start hopping around, because that's what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
My mom stretches her arm, me da un pellizco en las orejas que me retorció.
Te tronaron.
They did, and she had me
Grabbed your
kneeling
ear, right?
my ears through my ears, and she twisted them so hard that I was kneeling next to her, but I was crying because it was hurting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I was a handful,
Mm-hmm.
like era traviesa.
Mm-hmm.
But can you explain the difference between maybe a beating to a spank?
For me, a beating
For
was, we used to get hit, girl, like, it was a lot, like, my dad would hit us in the face, like, the slaps in the face, and it's a man, he was big, so, like, if we wouldn't do the chore once when he asked us to, it was like, boom, in the face. My mom would get us with the belt, and she would like to get us, like, when we're getting out of the shower, that you're wet and butt naked, like.
So they
So las
they
esperaba?
like playing this stuff.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. Or they'd be like, just wait. Like he was saying, just wait till you get home. Like if we didn't listen, because they didn't like, for instance, if we would go somewhere and we'd be like, can we spend the night, please? No.
Oh, yeah.
Please, Mom, please. Like they had already told us, right? But we would keep it going. And then she'd be like, wait till you get to the house, because she'd be like, no.
Yeah.
And then it would get home and they wouldn't like forget about it. Like she'd fucking remember. And, it would be like, so we would get hit with the belt, with the shoes. We would get with their hands, like, so all of us got our asses beat. Because it wasn't like a nalgada, like, you're
Not like you said,
fat.
you
Yeah, no. It was beatings. So,
She's always
when,
bad, so
when
I try to
I
remind her.
when I had my
Get
kids,
back.
I was like, hell no, I'm not
You
going to do
wanted
that to my
break the
kids.
cycle.
Now, let me tell you, when they were little, like 2 years old, 3 years old, on the hands, una nalgada, because,
Something that will
you
really
need
hurt.
to,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to start shaping them. Like,
Of course.
they're so little that they don't understand
Mhm.
words all the way at that point. So, hey, don't touch that. Boom, in the hand,
Oh, yeah.
I would do that with them, definitely. But for sure, they didn't receive what I received. And it was he was more of the discipliner, because he would come home and I would be like, they did this, they did that, and I felt bad hitting them because I didn't.
So you would put him to do
You
it?
do it like that.
So I'd be
And
like,
now they hate you.
I was a hitman.
yeah, now they're.
They're on my shit list. All right.
But it wasn't
Home.
like we would, every day beat them or anything like that. It was just when they were really bad,
It was
like.
just, it was the lack of any education as far as how to
Yes.
raise your kids,
And-
because our parents didn't have anything.
No, and that's what I was saying. I feel like a lot of the times when we would hit the kids, or if, I know for a fact, like when my parents would hit us, a lot of the times it was their own frustrations,
Yeah.
their own problems, or like
Issues.
if my dad was drinking, and he was like easily like a hot fuse, So I feel like.
Pero qué culpa tenían ustedes?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But it's no different than like when we've had a very different relationship from you guys, like because we come from trauma and this and that. So even when we were married, we were young parents, and it's like your own frustrations sometimes get in the way of raising your children
Yes.
right.
Definitely.
Because you're having a bad day, you got into it with someone at work, you come home and your kids are being obnoxious or they're being annoying, you're gonna snap. And it's not necessarily what they did, but it's your own frustrations
You
already.
already have build up.
Yeah, or if they're just screaming for everything. I know, like for him, what would trigger him was when they would be fighting. That they're like, and it's 3 of them. So imagine like screaming and crying and fighting, and he'd be like, "Hey, stop! Hey, cut it out! Stop!" And then someone would get hurt, and then that would be like, he'd be livid. He'd be like, "Oh shit! I told you guys to stop!" So it would be things like that, But now they're older. Like we I think there's a time and a limit for everything. When they're little, it's okay to. Unas nalgadas, una chancla, once in a while, but the teenagers or adults, no.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that anymore.
Yeah. Now, I do tell my kids, or my boys at least, look, I don't care how much hair you have in your face. You disrespect me one time, you're gonna
Oh,
get it
yeah.
from me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So. They know that.
They know, and I told that to my son the other day because he's 13 and he's my height already, and he was being a little disrespectful that day, and I told him, hey, just because you're my height, boy, I'll still bring you down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like they think que ya porque están creciendo.
Well, yeah, they try to see how far they can get.
Oh yeah.
So you have to put a stop to
And
it.
you know what it is? It's because we're more fun and lenient
Yes,
with
we
our
are,
kids.
definitely.
Like we act like friends with them. We joke around with them. So there's a lot of things que sí se pasan a veces. When it comes to the respect
Definitely.
part. One thing that I can say for me though, oh my God, what gets me so pissed about my son in particular when I'm talking to him, and if I'm lecturing him, God, bro, just relax, bro. And I'm
They
like,
talk to you like you're
I'm
a friend
not
from
your
the street.
freaking bro.
You want to talk to the
Yeah.
street? Oh no, but he doesn't. They all do it to her.
Yeah.
They don't do it to me.
No, they know better. Like
I
with him is like,
I'm cool, but when you start trying to get street, no.
yeah, they won't disrespect.
And that's one thing I tell my kids.
Don't go there.
Yeah, I tell them, I said, if you're gonna forget who I am, then I'm gonna forget who you are.
Yeah.
If you want me to treat you like a homie, you're gonna be on the floor in 2 seconds. What do you
Oh
want?
yeah.
You take a pick.
Yeah.
You disrespect me like that, I'm gonna forget exactly who you
Yeah,
are.
because it's the disrespect. It's like I tell them. And I'll tell them one time when we get into it that they're not trying to listen. I'm like, I'm not your friend.
Exactly.
I'm your mom.
Yep.
Like you respect me. I'm your mom. I'm not your friend. Yes, we're more hipper than our parents were.
Right.
We're more lenient. We're more understanding.
But we've also been around, We know,
Yes.
the times in the 80s and 90s, there were different times. It was a transition from what it is today.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
like we were growing up and we were learning things that are new versus what we were taught. So, even from other people, from friends' parents, you go to other parents or other friends' homes and then you're like, oh, damn, they do this, they do that. They don't do that at my house.
Yeah.
So just learning those little things is like, oh, shit,
And
so
it's crazy to hear the kids compare. Like when they come home and they're like, Mom,
Yeah.
my friend and her mom this, or like shit like that. And I'm like, one of the things I can say though, me personally is, well, actually him either. We've never disrespected our kids in terms of cussing them out.
Oh yeah, no.
And I do have my kids have some of their friends where their parents get like that with them. Like
Yeah.
fucking bitch.
Yes.
And I'm
Which
like,
is crazy.
Which
when
is
you
dude,
blowing
hear
my mind.
yes. And I've never disrespected my kid like that. Never.
But I
We've
think-
never even disrespected.
But I think that's the boundary when they try to say, hey, bro, or leave me alone, bro, or whatever.
Do they
It's
allow
like,
it?
hey, wait a minute. We're not the same. And I think some of those parents maybe, oh, you're
With-
bro.
with their
so then-
kids.
Like they allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of them get crazy, like mouthy with their kids, like talking to them like they're someone on the street. And for me, it's like, I think we're just huge on respect. Like if I respect you, you gotta respect me.
But then again, who installed that in you? Your parents.
My parents.
Exactly.
Oh
So
yeah.
Chanclas.
Yeah,
These people,
the
these
beatings.
other-
The
these
beatings.
other-
corporate punishment. Is like,
These
yeah.
other parents, their parents never installed respect in them, so that's how they are.
And again, losing the culture,
Yeah.
losing the
Those
roots.
are the rules.
I remember even another means of us getting like slapped or hit was like, for instance, if our parents would call us and we'd say "que,"
Oh, says Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was a slap in the face.
It's like, you never
¿Qué me
respond.
dijiste? Yeah.
What?
Or we couldn't say tú dijiste, like
Oh,
that'd be
no.
like usted, respect. It's like
Yeah.
everything's mande, usted,
Yeah.
gracias.
Ya ves?
It's not. Yeah, that would be
That's
like a huge disrespect.
Because for
like,
them, es que
Oh,
o
for-
habla
yeah.
o te tutean.
yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
us,
For us, man.
For elders,
it's like
it's
me with
mande,
your dad or your mom.
yeah.
¿Cómo está?
Oh,
¿Cómo
usted.
está?
Ajá.
Usted que, usted gusta or whatever. It's like you have to, your elders, you have to.
well,
to
as far as
respect.
our elders, we don't say specifically like do, right?
What do you say?
Like if I would say, do you want to eat? We don't say usted, but we say quieres or
Se dice
quieren.
quiere.
We don't say
Yeah,
tú
right.
quieres.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
just
yeah.
take that he was.
That was
for us.
embarrassing for me when I first met my parents because my parents, the respect is
Big
huge on them.
respect,
So, man,
yeah.
dígame qué pasó.
Yeah.
¿Cómo estás? I was like, oh my God, ¿cómo estás? Es ¿cómo está?
Yeah.
But my mom was like, I'm Puerto Rican, we get
Yeah,
it.
it's a different culture.
Then you me.
Yeah, it's because it's a different culture. Every different
Yeah.
culture has its different lingo.
Even
and
me to his
everything.
mom, till this day, I call, ¿cómo está, tita? ¿Cómo está?
Siempre con respeto de
con
usted.
respeto.
Yeah, I've never called her, ¿cómo estás? No.
And speaking of that, my brothers and sisters, I never did it, but my brothers and sisters, every time they see her, they say bendición.
Oh, sí, bendición.
And my mom says, Dios te bendiga.
Yeah.
You know, they could be in their 70s or 50s that still say that.
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's like blessing.
I-
Blessing.
I grew up hearing it, but I never adopted that.
Yeah.
For me, it was like kind of ridiculous.
I
So
think-
never said it.
I think you'll adopt it as you get older.
Yeah, I think we eventually get there.
Me, no, I see her, I say, hi mom, you know what, I don't say bendición like the other ones do.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know,
So
because
you're-
I only say because, like, my mom never in the world would she tell she loves us or anything like that. Like, we never heard I love you as a kid. Like, nothing. Never affection, never anything. But it was like, what, maybe a couple years back now that she's
Like
older.
5, 6
Like
years.
5 years
Oh,
back.
after COVID.
Probably about 5 years ago now, every time you speak to her, it's always los quiero mucho, que Dios los bendiga.
Yeah.
We even say, and that shit was like,
Yeah.
what the
Actually, you
hell?
know what?
Really?
It was a little bit longer, so we started traveling with them.
Maybe, yeah, when we started spending more time with them. So that was like a big thing for us because I was like, oh, okay, igualmente. You know, like it was just like,
You
I
didn't
was
know,
like,
yeah.
no, because we've never been told
So
that.
I-
Like we've never. And she was the other day. She was actually on my dad's ass because he never tells us that he loves us, and like he'll never on the phone, right? He'll not say like he won't say, hey, you know, te quiero mucho, cuídate. And she was on his ass. She was telling me, she's like, I told him, why does he never tell his daughters? Like he doesn't know how to express it. And I was like, well, it's just because they were born that way. Like you know, like they were
Their
raised that
parents
way.
never said
They
anything, so-
never
But you know
told
what?
them they
But
loved them or
that's what I
anything.
mean. Kind of what you're saying. Like you know, one of the topics too that they didn't get therapy. Well, my dad grew up like in a. His dad abandoned him when he was a kid, and my dad was the opposite. He was like the most lovable man in the
Because
world.
he didn't have it, so he wanted to
Maybe
give
he
it
wanted
to
to be
his
different.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah. he
Which
was
yeah,
like-
he wanted to break the cycle,
Which
and he
makes
didn't
sense.
want his kids
a
to
lot
go
of kids
through
do
it.
that nowadays too. It's like, oh, they start thinking, oh, I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want to do this. That's fine.
And
And
sometimes,
that's perfect.
and sometimes you say that, but sometimes you catch yourself doing the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
vicious cycle
Yeah.
of doing it.
Yeah.
So that's now that we're on that topic, let's talk about that. So that's one of the last topics we're going to be talking about today, which is our parents didn't do therapy, but we do, kind of.
Mhm.
So what's your thoughts on that? Like, what are your thoughts on the fact that like our parents never had any outlets to tell anyone their problems, to get help, to seek advice of how to deal with things with us, or
Yeah.
you know, marriage? But we're big on that. Like our generation now, like is really big on seeking help now.
I think for me, I want to say that for I don't have nothing to complain about my parents though.
You had a really good
I
experience.
don't like, yeah, because they were the example that anybody would really want to have as
Yeah.
parents. People, I heard somebody once say, "Well, I'm a good mom," and I was like, "Yeah, compared to who? Right? Compare."
Yeah.
And me personally, I think kind of like I'm not even close to what my mom was.
Yeah.
And if my kids, I hope y'all do think I'm a good mom.
Mhm.
I wasn't even close to what I'm not even close to what my mom
Was
as
to
a
you.
mom. Yeah, to all of us. And my dad coming from a, you know, his dad lo levantaba at 2 a.m. to go work. He had to drop out of school in 2nd grade to go
Yeah.
help.
That was
He
a
said
norm
that
for
was a
our
norm.
parents.
He said
yeah.
that one time he had a big cut on his foot and he would rub his foot against the dirt para sanarse la cortada
Yeah.
because there was no care. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there thinking, the type of childhood that he had to what he gave us.
It was 360.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because no les tocó sufrir nada.
Nada. Él fue un hombre de amor, de papi, quiero ir para la tienda. Ahí vamos, hija. Dad, I want to do this. Okay. Dad, I need to go this. Okay. And he would sit patiently
Mm-hmm.
hours waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
He was the opposite of like what he had, you know.
Yeah.
So I think the therapy they had was when they met God. I
yeah,
think
that the religion was
I
probably the
think so.
community
Yeah,
that
I
they
think
built.
yes, I think that was his. That was big.
His
of their
outlet.
therapy.
Now, question. So, do you think the experience that you have, the reality that you have, like based on them, do you think their oldest kids felt the same way?
Probably not.
That's what I was gonna say, because that's your
That's my experience.
that's
yeah,
your experience,
yes.
your reality, because you were the last one, and maybe you know they gave you all that love and
Yes.
patience, but you know maybe the oldest didn't
I was-
have that same
I was
image
talking to
of them.
one of them not too long ago, one of the older kids, and she was saying how she understands, but that she has complaints about our parents of how they were, if they were bad, but no, they said they were good parents
Mhm.
because they were. But I think I had it more lenient. I came in better time when they
Yes.
had their businesses. There was income.
They were more well off.
They were
more
more
patient.
yes. They
Less
were
stress.
less
Yeah,
stress.
more mature.
I was the only one, so it was easier raising one than raising
Oh yeah,
6.
all of the
right?
ones they had. Yeah.
Even though at some point we were all together,
Uh-huh.
but I think it was mostly just. I think I got the best deal out of all of them.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
really don't think.
Oh,
I did.
it's. I think that's the case for every last kid
Child.
in the family.
Yeah.
I think it's the best because why? Because the parents have learned how to discipline better. They've learned how to treat the kids better.
Patience.
So exactly,
Patience,
a lot
yeah.
more patience. But
What about you?
I think back then the parents they wouldn't even talk to each other as far as their problems.
No.
You know, they were too
Well,
prideful.
It would become an argument.
Yeah.
It would start as a discussion, and then it would be escalated into.
There was
argument.
no what is it? Emotional maturity in the men back in the day.
No,
It was
And-
not a thing. It
and they didn't know any
exist.
better.
Uh-huh.
They thought that was the way to go. That was the way to do things. So from that, it would trickle down to the kids, and then the kids would get
The worst.
exactly. So that's the main thing. They wouldn't even, at least my parents, they wouldn't. I've never heard them talk to each other as far as problems or anything.
Mhm.
I rarely saw them hug each other.
Or affection.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly. There's very little affection. Why? Because that was the norm for men back then.
Yeah. Very machos. Like
Exactly.
very
Mhm.
the providers and the women, you know,
What
stay
about
home.
you, Miguel?
The same. Never no affection, no hugging, no kissing, no saying each other. Funny thing, what my parents we never even ate together as a family.
Really?
Like everyone would eat whenever they would get
Okay.
home.
Mhm.
So that was one of the biggest things when we started having kids that we started instilling. We all ate every single day till this day. We all eat together as a family.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if I'm done with work at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
whatever
guys
time,
eat
we
together.
eat always together as a family, and no electronics are allowed
Yeah.
during dinner time.
Yes.
That's good.
Well, that was one of the things that I brought to the table in our relationship because
You
that's
didn't eat with your.
our parents. We
You guys did?
all ate together.
Ah.
We all at a certain time, even if me and my brother were outside, you know, at a certain time we had to go home because we were gonna eat dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and we all sat and ate.
Like a family, as a family.
Yeah.
And then, what are your thoughts about the therapy part?
Well, the therapy part is again, it's they didn't know any better. They thought that you know them talking about it and then in an argument and then later on maybe coming back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because sometimes it never led to anything.
They thought they were doing the best thing
Yeah.
possible, but
But with my parents, whenever they got into arguments, it was never in front of us.
Mhm.
They would always go somewhere.
Privately.
Yeah, or they get in the car and they take off.
Which we did the same with our kids.
Yeah,
too.
they would take off, at least just around the corner, and then whatever talk they had it there, and then they would come back.
Really?
Yeah, there was a few times when because me and my brother would be nosy, let's go, you know,
Why
but,
not know that
But
cheese
but
man?
for them to do it just out of nowhere in front of us, nah,
Mhm.
that wasn't their style. Yeah, they would get in the car, take off, or try to find a corner, or go in the room,
Hablar.
lock themselves.
Wow.
And what are your thoughts about nowadays us doing therapy? Modern day parents seeking therapy.
I think it's good. And I think it depends on where you're at in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it could be a fail, or
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a good thing. I think that it helps the relationship either get stronger or make a decision. Maybe
But-
we're not right for each other.
Mm-hmm.
you
But
know,
too, not
we
even
could
just
cause
in
a-
relationship. A lot of
More
people
damage.
can do individual therapy.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
for
Like,
yourself. Yeah,
because they say
self-therapy.
nowadays most millennials and everybody believe like therapy is for
Therapy.
everyone.
that was taboo back then. If
Yeah.
you got therapy, you were like a
Crazy.
whack job.
Yeah, you were crazy, and that was the mentality. Like, yo no estoy loco porque voy a ir a un psicólogo, you
But
know,
that's the thing. There's a psychologist, and then there's a therapist, and
counselor.
Counselor.
Mhm.
So the thing is, back then it was like, oh, you're gonna go see a
A therapist, y
No, no,
Psicólogo.
psicólogo. You're gonna see a psychologist. So that's what made you think,
Oh, like
crazy.
I'm not schizophrenic or
No, that's
bipolar.
psychiatrist.
Crazy.
Psychiatra. How do you say
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, psychiatrist, psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist.
Yeah. Now you have therapists, you have counselors, you
Yeah.
have, there's a lot of resources out there. Even
Which is
church. You go to
healthy.
church and you
It's
can
like
talk to a
therapy
pastor.
to the pasture. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's healthy, and I think that's why most of us have done such better jobs at parenting and creating, better relationships, because I feel like our generation is really big on healing all of our traumas. You know, whatever we lacked or whatever we went through, I feel like we're so big on healing and boundaries, and those are things our parents never knew.
And the thing is about that, about healing, is you're actually releasing a lot of your trauma.
Generational.
You're when you're speaking on it and you're getting help that way, you're releasing a lot of that stuff instead of keeping it inside.
And you know, you carry three generations of trauma inside of you.
Really?
So that was one of the things that blew my mind. So when my mom was in my grandmother's stomach, I was already in my mom's stomach, you know, because I was already an egg. So you carry three lines of trauma. So everybody's like three. Well, not the men, because you guys, the women. I'm like I was like, you guys don't have ovaries. Yeah, but the women, because most traumas come from the mother wounds, you know, like generational. But yeah, that was blowing my mind, because like he was saying, sometimes you know, traumas or even fears, things that you're afraid of, that you don't know why you're afraid of things. It could be your grandmother was afraid of something and it's been passed down to you. Yeah, and there's science behind that, you know, where they do like, you know, experiments on rats and all kinds of things, and they put them in an environment, and the next generations of rats that come along, they're afraid of the same thing. Yeah. Even though they haven't been in that habitat. Yeah.
What is it?
The lab rats.
The
lab rats. They've been studied that way. It's like, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
So a lot of us
carry
carry
their behaviors and everything.
Yeah, trauma from past parents, great grandparents. So I think therapy is really cool. You know, I think therapy is really good for people nowadays.
Definitely.
But that was pretty much all of the topics we chose. We hit today. So yeah, you guys want to say anything else?
Well, if there's somebody out there, parents out there that are probably struggling or have no one to talk to or whatnot, find resources. You know, there's always people out there that are willing to help you. Therapy, even your local church. If you don't go to church, you can still talk to a pastor anonymously, whatever.
Call Eliseo. Message him.
Yeah. No, and there are podcasts that speak on it that are licensed therapists, and they have their own podcast.
So there's resources out there. You just gotta go look for them.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to admit, there was a situation that we had in a relationship, and I looked at podcasts and I listened to them. I would go for my own walks and listen to them, and I was like, damn, I'm doing that. Damn, this is what I need to do. Damn. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, this is all the shit that I need to work on.
Right, as long as you're willing to accept that you need help or therapy or whatever, then you'll be
put in the work.
And no need to feel guilty, guys. No. There's no shame in finding help.
My parents became counselors, marriage family counselors. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I think when they found God, that became like their own healing, and then they prepared themselves so they could be counselors, right? And they traveled many places because they would give conferences. It was all over. They traveled a lot anyway. And I remember that it was a marriage that needed help. And I said, well, the only people that I trust, that I know, are these people, my parents. And the wife was willing, but the husband said no, because the problems stay at home.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of...
that marriage ended.
Yeah, I can relate to that. For a while, he was like, nope, no one therapy. It's a thing, it's a macho thing, and again, it comes from...
It's an ego. More than anything, it's not even a macho, it's an ego.
We had to sit... and take therapy from my parents.
Yeah.
I think every couple needs it at some point.
Needs it, right? And some
well, it's because eventually it becomes a neutral situation where whoever's listening is neutral to both parties.
And that's what they were.
So when they hear both sides of the story, they can help you with, okay, well, look, you said this, but have you tried that? You know, so it's a good thing that somebody that's neutral, that has, and I don't know how your parents were, you know, separated themselves, knowing that, oh, it's my daughter.
Yeah, they did.
You know what I mean? But when you go and you seek help, it's somebody that doesn't really know you.
Either of you.
Yeah.
I think for my parents, even though the things that they counseled us in, it was hard, I'm sure, to hear, but they never ever saw him any different and me any different. And I think he could attest for that.
And I think that's the way we are. with our
With
kids
kids.
and their boyfriends or
Maybe
whatnot.
maybe that's what we
Yeah.
like that.
We don't take sides.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Yeah, what's right is
right
right.
down the middle.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
right
which
is
is
right,
good
and
how it
what's wrong
should
is
be.
wrong. That's the
And I
basic-
know one of them listens to us, and they could attest to that.
Mhm.
That we don't take sides. It's like, yeah, like you say, and I always say, just because you're my son or my daughter, if you're wrong, she's my daughter, she's fine. No, she's not.
Yeah.
Or my
Yeah.
son, you're wrong, you messed up.
Yeah.
That's how we are.
And sometimes, well, a lot of times it's better that you hear it from your parents. Because you go out there and somebody's going to be biased. And they're going to be like, nah, bro,
Yeah.
don't listen to them, listen to me. You know, it's like.
The one time we went counseling, we were about to get a divorce.
Yeah, there's some bad counselors out there.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, we were about to
That-
get a divorce.
So,
Oh my gosh.
but
So explore your options.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do your
With your
research.
Do your
situation.
research.
Get the help. Keep the culture going, you guys. Keep the
Mhm.
Traditions.
whatever background you're from. You know, instill that in your kids,
It's
instill
okay,
that in your
yeah.
grandkids. It's beautiful.
And even if like, for example, if we're celebrating Day of the Dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we did this, we planned it out. If our kids decide down the road they don't
That's
want
not
to do
for
it,
them. Yeah.
then it's fine. But they're always going to know that it was there.
It was the seed was planted, I would think.
And
Yeah.
maybe down the road they'll be like, you know what, that was pretty cool. Let me try it.
Yeah.
And then come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They'll
That's
circle
what I
back,
agree.
but it's in
Mhm.
it's in their memory. It's
Well,
in their memory bank.
It's like us, we grew up going to church, and we can't go every Sunday as we would like, but we try to go as much as we can. But because that seed was planted, one of my daughters, whether we go or not, she goes to church. every
Yeah,
Sunday.
exactly.
Sorry, what did I?
So this was episode 5.
Sorry. Keep longer?
No, we're good. So, but thank you guys for joining us. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and again, if you want to see how ugly I am, you can watch me on YouTube.
On
So,
YouTube.
thank you so much, guys. If you have any questions or any suggestions, we're on Instagram, TikTok.
Yes, TikTok and Instagram. Mainly Instagram is the most active, so reach out.
Yes.
Send us a
Let us
message.
know.
All right, till
Thank
next
you
time,
for
guys.
joining us.
All right.
Have a good
Bye.
one.
Bye.